What's up, y'all? Entropy here. Welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. On the road again, taking on the UAB Blazers this week in week 11. They're 6-3 on the year, which is nice, but they're 2-3 in conference play, so that's not very good. I wonder what their schedule actually looks like. I should have probably looked at this beforehand, but I didn't realize there was that. I just knew they were 6-3. I didn't know the discrepancy, I guess, between their conference record and their overall record. So let me just scroll on through all 136 teams here. So they beat UL Monroe, beat an FCS team, beat Toledo, so they got off to a hot start, beat Memphis, and beat Louisiana. So they started 5-0, then dropped. Oh wow, the Service Academies gave them problems. They dropped one to Navy, dropped one to Army, beat Florida Atlantic, and then lost to that very good Temple team that we also lost to. So interesting. So this is definitely a quality opponent that we have on our schedule here, and they are a team that we lost to last year, obviously, just like almost everyone on our schedule. We lost to them, so it's definitely going to be tough, especially on the road. Recruiting has gotten insane in the last few weeks, so let me go through this. Afa Bacon, we have officially taken the lead on him. It looks like we're the only school that has offered him a scholarship to this point, so that's fantastic, and we finally are moving up his board. The problem with going after guys who don't have initial interest in you is it can take a few weeks for them to actually have you in their top schools, so that's kind of frustrating because you're seeing no other school do anything, and you're like, come on, man, like, I'm offering you a scholarship, I'm sending the house and everything, but finally got some movement on Bacon. Jermaine Timms is a bit of an interesting case. So he reached his top 5. I reached his stage where I could hard sell on him, but I don't remember what his hard sell pitch was, but I deduced it somehow, and it is one that we are not well suited for at all. So I am actually going to try and sway him. So I know brand exposure is one of his, and it's also his deal breaker as well. And I think his actual third one is like athletic facilities or coach prestige. It's something that we have an F in for sure. And I'm like, well, our hard sell is going to be completely worthless, especially against Stanford, who's the Power 4 school that jumped in on recently. So I am going to try to sway him. I don't do this very often. It's definitely the first time I've done it on this channel. And I don't know. I feel like the one or two times I have actually tried it, it's never worked for me. So we'll see if it can work for us here. If we can't get him to change his mind and make playing time one of his motivations that he cares about, I may just have to bow out of this race entirely, which would suck. So hopefully that will work on him. I did scout Devontae Clay. I had the hours to do it, and I did not like what I saw, particularly with 68 speed. That is brutally slow. I like to use, I love tight ends who can block, and he looks like he wouldn't be a terrible blocker. 67 run block isn't great, and but his catching traffic, his short route running, like his strength, like all of that's pretty good. But that 68 speed, I can't get past it. So we're not probably going to be going after him. I was thinking about adding another tight end to the board, but there was other positions I thought about adding prospects from those positions, and I did find one who I will get to in a second here. So Josh Najvar has gotten interesting as well. So Cal has jumped in the race with a scholarship offer. They were in his top group. They either were or they've apparently entered his top group. They have the same pipeline level that we do, so I'm not like overly concerned. Outside of that, his motivation grades will probably be higher with a school like Cal. But we don't really know what any of his are now. I do finally have 50 hours into him. I'm sending the house. I think I had the 25-hour thing into him before, just because I didn't have any hours last week to put more. So we have that into him. So hopefully we will be able to get some movement and at the very least reach his top 8, because it looks like Cal's gonna lock his top 8 after this week. So if we can't jump into that, then we're just gonna be screwed on him. We're not gonna be able to even pursue him anymore. Jamal Reed, I'm pretty much out on. I don't think we're gonna be able to chase down Michigan State for him, unfortunately. So it's a guy I'll probably end up taking off my board at some point here. The position I did add a prospect is Taylor Kosar here, a pure power from Rock Island, Illinois, who I added to the board, scouted. Turns out he is a gem. He looks very good with his 81 strength, 78 power move, 79 hit power as well, 72 block shedding, 81 tackle, 70 pursuit. His finesse moves and speed leave a little bit to be desired. Finesse moves in particular being a 52, but you know, is what it is. No 3-star prospect is going to be perfect. But especially with him being a gem, I'm very interested in him. Unfortunately, I only had 10 hours to spare, so that's just what I put into him because that's all I got. So hopefully nothing changes with his top schools here going into next week, and I'll be able to send the house on him appropriately. Emmett Corner is another race that's gotten interesting with Jacksonville State jumping in. Granted, they are not getting a lot of influence with him, it looks like, so that might be encouraging. He's a guy I thought about maybe trying to get a visit in for, but I prioritized trying to scout the edge rusher and such, so, and the tight end and a few other guys. So basically I decided against it. If I want to get him in for a visit, I'll try to get him in for week 13. But we do have a lead on Jacksonville State, and I'm hoping maybe this will just continue and we can kind of just put them away in this recruiting race. But that one is definitely one I'm going to have to monitor. Kalu, not the case. We're still okay for him. The only school that's offered him a scholarship. Ben McClure, we're just in the final week, so it looks like his recruitment hopefully commits soon. And then Ray Pepper, the corner who was added to the board at the beginning of last episode, the 3-star gem. He is very influenced by our sending of the house last week, so we've gotten out to a pretty significant lead for him, which is nice. The only school that has offered him a scholarship as well. We'll see how well that can hold, and yeah, we'll see. It looks like we are not going to have very good grades for him, unfortunately, with the brand exposure and pro potential, so that sucks. But if no one else offers him a scholarship, we still be able to get him in regardless, hopefully. So, yeah. So we have a lead for him, and I'm hopeful we'll be able to keep it up. I think that's it. So yeah, that's it for recruiting. Recruiting has, as I said at the top, it's gotten crazy these last few weeks. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of win out on some of these races that we're in. Maybe get some movement on guys like Najvar and Kosar, and I'll probably try it. Like I said, I'll probably try and find another tight end as well, because I didn't really like what I saw from Clay here with that 68 speed. So yeah, that's recruiting. That was a lot, but it's gotten crazy here towards the end of the season. So hopefully we'll be able to have some good things happen. We're gonna go white helmet, white jersey, black pants for this game. And here we are in Birmingham, Alabama. The Blazers taking the field. I really like those helmets they got on. I love the dark green finish, and the white dragon looks sick. Even though the dragon's not the primary logo anymore for some reason, based on the block lettering we saw in the menu. But here come the Blazers, hoping to continue their nice season with the Freeport Tech Marlins coming to town here at Protective Stadium. It's going to be a big game. Hopefully we can pull out the win here. I mean, if we could somehow get to double-digit wins this year, that would be crazy, but that would involve winning out. So we'll see if we can do it. Jelani Watkins, the superstar performance from last week with the return opportunity here. Saw a seam, but they were able to stop us there. Coach Ropy locked in as always. Zion Chris, a masterclass last week. 329 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. He was absolutely incredible. Play action to Clark. We're going to try and punch him in the mouth early. Can we get it to Smith? Coverage is pretty good downfield, and it falls incomplete. It was a good play made by the defender. Gosh dang, the defender got in there quickly, but Clark was able to break free for a second and manages 4, but it'll bring up 3rd and 6. Big third down early in this game already as Chris drops back and is looking. Can he get it to Faison? He can! Faison over the middle, and he's got speed down the sideline! Jordan Faison! Is he gonna go? He is! Touchdown Marlins! A huge play on 3rd and 6 for the transfer from Notre Dame, and Freeport Tech jumps out to a lead here in the first minute of the game. The Blazers fans, rather, are in shambles right now. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to house that thing, but he had some speed around the edge there, and UAB just no chance of getting him. Let's go. Can the Blazers answer after that, giving up that huge play? Xavier Kennedy with a massive hit on the running back. What a statement made early by the defense. Under duress, and he's going to go down. Jace Nolan blitzing from his linebacker spot, and he brings down the quarterback for a loss of 5. The Blazers trying to avoid a 3-and-out here on their first drive, and it's not going to be a 3-and-out. Wide open down the seam is the tight end, I believe, and that's a third down conversion. Dang it, guys. We always give up those third and forevers. Over the middle. Oh, Foster couldn't break it up, and it's another first down. Over the middle, it's another completion for the Blazers. Keone Jenkins, their quarterback, off to a strong start. Play action. Over the middle. Oh, Vic was right there in coverage but couldn't get a hand on it. And Caleb Brown gets down to the 10-yard line. It's a handoff straight up the middle. There's no one there, and he breaks a tackle from Vic, and it's a touchdown for UAB. What a weird drive. That got off to such a good start for us between Kennedy's big hit and Nolan getting a sack. And then every play after that was just it just worked for UAB, and it ends with a touchdown, which is extremely disappointing. Would like to see us use the momentum from the offense to get a big stop, but wasn't in the cards, I guess, as they have this extra point now to tie things up here in the first quarter. And it is up and through. 7-7 in Birmingham. Handoff for Clark. Oh my gosh, if I could have gotten past that guy, it was going to be a huge gain, but instead it's only a gain of 1. Keeper for Chris off the read option, and he powers ahead and gets the first down. Good running, Zion. Play action. Chris dropping back. No one's really open. Still buying time, and I'm just going to throw that away. I thought about maybe trying just chucking one up, but I didn't want to turn it over. Clark with the carry. Oh, I was trying to cut back around the guard, and instead I cut right into the defender. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. We're going to try one deep to Smith downfield, and the defender breaks it up. It's going to be 4th and 7, and we're going to have to punt it. Oh, no. Punt returner slipped the tackle from Vic, and he's got a lot of running room and gets out close to midfield. Quick little screen pass. Dante Carter makes a great play. Came up and drops him for a loss of 4. Quick little screen, and it's a combination of Brewer and Nolan to get him on the ground. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Can we get off the field? We can! Coverage is great downfield, and it's a sack. It looks like Dimitri Dunsmore, the freshman defensive tackle, is the one who finally got home. 4th and 19 for the Blazers. They're going to have to punt it back. We're going to try and be a little daring here. We're going to do a fake jet, and we're going to send a lot of guys deep on this play. Oh, gosh, the pass rush. I hit the wrong button because I panicked. I wanted to flip it out to the running back, and instead it falls incomplete. Clark gets the carry here. Good hold to run through. Spins ahead and gets the first down. Good, tough running there. Start of second quarter now. We're going to get started with one of our favorite plays. A little RPO flip over to LeCount, and it's a good play. And if Smith had blocked that guy downfield, it may have been a bigger gain. But we get 8. Oh, Duke Clark's wide open on the left. I didn't even see him. Duke Clark gets it. Oh, if he could have gotten around that safety, it may have been gone. But it's instead a very nice play, and we get the first. Clark gets the carry. Man, oh man. Credit to their run. What? 2 injuries to Dante Corn at the same time? What does that even mean? The same dude got hurt twice on the same play? Oh no, he's double injured. That's terrible. Looks like a bruised forearm. He must have hurt both arms or something. Play action. I wanted Broussard, but it looked like he had a hard time getting off the block. I'm going to try Faison over the middle instead, and he reels it in. Jordan Faison with 2 big catches in the game. Yes, Dante Corn does have a bruised forearm. Will return soon. Our O-line is good, but it's not deep at all. Every time an O-lineman gets injured, I get nervous. Keeper for Chris. They're kind of ready for it. Manages to. Chris drops back. Looking. Can I get it to Faison again? I can't! Touchdown! Jordan Faison! What incredible awareness to know where he was and kind of spin his body to get that ball over the goal line. An incredible catch from Jordan Faison, and that is already his second touchdown of the game, and we find ourselves back on top. Can we get a replay? How about the throw from Chris? Looks like the goalpost may be in our way, but Faison, the awareness to know where he was on the field and score it. Holy crap. Oh, it looks like they're going to review here, actually. If they're reviewing if he had possession, he absolutely did, so this is a pointless review. Definitely got a foot in bounds, and the pylon got knocked over, so I assume that means the ball was, in fact, over the line. This should not take very long. Looks like we have a verdict. I hear the band playing. That means, yes, that means it had to be a good thing, and it is, in fact, a touchdown. Clay Bishop will knock this extra point through and make it a 14-7 ball game here early in the second quarter. Need to get a big stop on the defense now. First and 10 here for the Blazers. Oh, I think that was Ostergaard that actually got through there, but Dante Carter comes up and finishes the play. Yeah, Ostergaard actually credited with the TFL. How about that? Over to the left side. It's caught, and it's a first down. Gosh dang it. Quick throw to the right side. Out of bounds. He did not get a foot in. Underneath. And he spins out of a tackle, and it's a conversion for them. I say conversion. It was a second down play, but still, how did he get out of that? Oh, quarterback was under duress. Freeney, I thought, may actually have a chance to pick it, but he does at least stop the receiver for a short gain. Blazers, quick little RPO play to the left, and Micah Brewer did a good job fighting off that block. Brings up a third down. RPO screen, and it's caught. Nolan makes the tackle, but it's another first down and another third down conversion as well. We are struggling to get off the field, as we usually do, it seems. Deep ball. J.D. Drew, can you make the play? He couldn't make the interception, but he does knock it down, and that's the kind of play you like to see from your number one corner. Another quick-hitting bubble screen. Dante Carter all over it. I've called his name a lot today. He has been all over the field. 3rd and 9 for the Blazers. This is a huge opportunity to get off the field. They run it for some reason, and Kafka and Ostergaard combine to make the tackle. We're going to call timeout here, preserve as much time as possible as they set up for this field goal. Oh, no. Oh, did I just screw myself? I called the timeout, and now they're going for it. You know, the play call would actually make you think they were planning on going for it because they ran the ball in that spot. But, oh my gosh, I'm going to feel really stupid if they convert it, and of course they do. Why would they not? And it's a 4th down conversion for UAB that it looked like they weren't even going to do. And then the second I called timeout, they went for it. Unreal. It looked like they tried to set up a screen, but no one blocked. Chase Nolan explodes down for a loss of 4. It's another handoff, and he hesitated a little too long as Marcus Burris gets off his block and makes the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. UAB waited for me to call a play before they called a timeout for some reason. And they hand it off again. Baffling play calling here. I don't even know if I want to call it. I'm going to call a timeout because there's no way they're going to go for it on 4th and 10, right? Like, they got to be kicking the field goal for real this time. Yes, they are. All right. Kick is up, and it's beautiful. It's right down the middle. UAB gets their field goal after some gamesmanship where they baited me into using a timeout before going for it and converting it on 4th down. And with 50 seconds left, we have 1 timeout. We're getting the ball back. Knowing we started with the ball, I would love to go up 2 scores before a half because they'll be starting with it in the second half. We're going to do a safe jet touch pass to Watkins. He did a good job kind of maneuvering ahead as we're going to call no huddle. We're going to give Broussard a chance downfield and one-on-one coverage. Oh, he had it in his hands for a second, and it falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Oh, I wanted the little out. Chris is just going to run it here. And we're going to slide down at about the 42. 18 seconds left. I don't want to use the timeout yet, but at the same time, we are going to start running out of time here. Because it looks like that is not the play I called. Okay, I got to call a timeout. I don't know what happened. I thought, did I fat finger the wrong button? I definitely called a pass play, but instead, the game was like, oh, you want to run triple option? No, I didn't. Not in this situation. Got to get either first downs or get out of bounds here. They're definitely going to be protecting the sidelines, though. I wanted Smith. We're just going to run it with Chris. He gets out of bounds at the 45. We're definitely not in field goal range. All right, we're in a range where we might be able to get away with 2 shots at the end zone, so I think that's what I'm going to try here. I'm going to try one to Broussard. Oh, that throw is going to be out of bounds. It's not even close. 2 seconds left. Now we got to go to the end zone. Nothing but a Hail Mary at this point. Into the wind, and it's down to the goal line. Oh my gosh, Blake Smith, you gotta catch that, dude. It bounced right to you. How do you drop it? Oh, crap, man. We had it. We actually had the Hail Mary. It worked, and Blake Smith just couldn't reel it in. Oh no. I mean, at least that was like just halftime and not like, you know, that's not like that was the game or something, but dude, that was a 2-score lead right there in your hands, and you just couldn't reel it in. Gosh dang it. I mean, at least we're up at the half. That feels good. But like I said, with UAB starting with the ball, they'll have a chance to get a lead with a touchdown, so defense is going to have to come ready. Why did it take me this long to realize the quarterback was a lefty? I didn't even realize that this whole time. I just noticed it on that replay. Start of the second half, UAB narrowly avoided a Hail Mary at the end of the first half. And they start by running it. Don't get anywhere. And I believe Jeremiah Cobb is the running back, so he got injured on the play. Quarterback draws back. Looking over to the left, Carter makes the tackle. I thought he might be able to break that up, but it's going to be 3rd and 4. All day to throw. Carter running across the field. Couldn't make the play, and it's going to be a first down for UAB. 16 for 18, their quarterback is on the day. That's starting to look like one of those last season stat lines. Over to the left side, it's caught. Vic trying to wrestle him down, does get him down, but it's an 8-yard gain. Counter run to the left side. Oh, Brewer whiffed. Come on, dude. You got to make that tackle. Another handoff. It looks like Cobb's back in the game, but he loses one on this carry. Dante Carter again. Handoff, and oh my gosh, 93. Who is that? It's Derek Simmons. I don't know how I forgot his number. He just destroyed the O-line there and got through. It's going to make it 3rd and 12. Over the middle, it's caught. And Carter whiffs on the tackle. It's going to be a touchdown. Carter, you've been playing so good today. You cannot miss that tackle. That is as easy a tackle as you're going to have all game. And you're also the last line of you cannot miss that tackle. And Brandon Hawkins Jr. scores one for UAB. I don't know what to do in these 3rd and forever situations. I've tried everything on 3rd downs. I've tried sitting back in coverage and only rushing 3. I've tried bringing pressure. I brought pressure on that play. In case you couldn't tell, you probably couldn't because the quarterback still completed the pass and, you know, wasn't really under duress. I cannot get anything to work on these 3rd downs right now. It's been a problem for us all season. These 3rd and 15s where these teams just converted every time. And it's been frustrating because everything I try doesn't work. I've tried every kind of coverage you can think of. Gonna need an answer from the offense after that as we hand it off to Clark to start this drive. And he gets 4. Oh, LeCount got stuck on the defender and it screwed up the timing. It's gonna be 3rd and 6. Chris drops back, escapes the pocket. I want Watkins, and he makes the catch. 3rd down conversion. Watkins has been kind of quiet today, at least compared to last week. Clark with the carry. Huge hole to run through, and he's got a first down finally. Some huge runs from Clark there. He's been mostly kept in check by this UAB defense. Clark bounces over to the right side of Chris, and we'll get the handoff going back the other way. And it's another hole, and a stiff arm, and another first down for Duke. Jalen Brooks now in the game. We'll fake it to him, and we're going to throw it over to Smith in the flat. He couldn't break the tackle, but gets 3. Another keeper for Zion. Defense wasn't really ready for it, and he's going to get a first down. I got really worried that the injury was going to be about Zion, but no, it's one of their defenders. Oh, jeez, Pete. Faison's wide open. Jordan Faison. His huge day continues as he gets down inside the 5, down to the 3. 4 catches for 123. What a game he's been having. Gonna run a speed option, and Chris is just gonna keep it himself. Touchdown, Marlins! Young Chris runs it in from 3 yards out, and we are back on top in this game. The offense needed to answer after the defense gave up that huge touchdown, and they did exactly that. You love to see it. This offense has been so dependable for us in so many games this year, and Zion, the one who does it this time. Let's go, baby. 21-17 lead now for Freeport Tech. Can the defense get a stop? Foster nearly had the tackle. Brewer comes up and does make it. It will be a gain of 4, though. Geez, Ropy, a super quick pass to the tight end. Freeney, and it looks like Nolan were able to come over and make the tackle. Another third down for this UAB offense. Oh, ball's on the ground. It's scooped up by a lineman. This lineman looks very thin, but he's wearing 72, so I assume he's a lineman. But that is a massive, massive loss of yards for UAB. An absolute disaster for them as the clock's going to run out on this quarter. And the fourth quarter looks like it's going to start with a UAB punt. That was the last thing they could afford, was something like that happening. And they were lucky they fell back on it, to be quite honest. But that's a huge stop. SMU is one in the country. Wow, what a top 4. I'm going to call fair catch. Jelani Watkins was about to get lit up by the kick coverage. Start of the fourth quarter. Let's try and hit him with a dagger here. Blake Smith is going to be wide open down the seam. What? Dude! What was that? That play worked perfectly. It was a play action. They all bit down, and the tight end was wide open down the middle of the field, and he just like didn't even try for it. What the crap, man? It's a handoff to Clark out towards the outside, and they were kind of ready for that. Only gets 1. It's going to be 3rd and 9. Huge third down. Jelani Watkins has it and has the first down. No one was really accounting for him underneath, but that speed, you just can't let him get the ball in his hands. Ooh, Jelani Watkins on the bubble screen, and there he goes. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Marlins. Watkins gets loose down the sideline. I ran a beautiful little bubble screen. Chris executes it, and the blocking from Faison opened up that play. And a huge touchdown for Freeport Tech to go up 2 scores on this team. Look at Faison putting in the work in the blocking game. Always got to shout it out when I see it. And yeah, no one's catching Watkins. That dude can fly. UAB finds themselves down multiple scores now as they throw a little underneath around JD Drew. Thankfully made that tackle. That could have gone for a lot more. Oh, wow. Quarterback just outright missed it. They did try like a quick little slant route, and yeah, quarterback just overthrew it by a mile. 3rd and 6. I got to imagine UAB's in 4-down territory at this point, and it doesn't matter if they are or not because, of course, they were able to convert it. The trick here is going to be not giving up any big plays. We're into the fourth quarter now. Oh my gosh, of course, right as I open my big dumb mouth, there's a nice run for Collins, the other running back that they've got. 2nd and inches, it's another handoff. Nolan kind of whiffed on it, and it's going to be another first down for UAB. Underneath, and it's another catch for UAB. They are definitely not going to be going away quietly. Play action, and he's going to go down. Derek Simmons off the edge. That was, when he gets past the lineman, he gets past it like instantly. This dude is so talented. I hope he sticks around past this year, because I think he's only like a sophomore. Like, he's young. 2nd and 15 now for UAB. Underneath, I almost was able to jump that with Carter. I didn't react quick enough. And they're starting to feel the pressure as they're now running no huddle. Still 5 wide for this next play. Oh my gosh, he was nearly sacked on the play, but gets the pass off. 4th and 2. 4th and 2, underneath, of course, and it's another conversion for UAB, as it's going to be, I mean, they're going to definitely be either getting a field goal here at the very least, and that would cut it to an 8-point game. So all they need is a field goal on this drive. Quarterback's going to run it. He should have stayed on his feet. He had a touchdown, but he slid. Quarterback drops back. Foster spun around him somehow on that pass rush, and it falls incomplete. I felt like that should have been a sack. I'm sending heat on this play. I'm not going to give him time to think. Oh, and it's a touchdown for another running back. I guess they're running a 3 running back backfield. And UAB scores to make this a 5-point game. I got to imagine they're going to go for 2 here. Yes, they will. Just chucks it up, and yeah, none of their receivers even looked for it, so that's going to fall incomplete. It will remain a 5-point game, but all I'm thinking about is that means they just need to score a touchdown and they win this game. So the offense is going to have to ice this game away. They still have all 3 of their timeouts, and Marquise Taylor with a solid return, only gets to 21, but yeah, I didn't think that this game was going to be over once we got up 2 scores, and unfortunately I was right. Handoff for Clark. Oh, and he gets through the line and gets very close to that first down. UAB uses their first timeout. Ran an RPO. It's going to be another handoff for Clark and a first down. Oh, and Isaiah Griffin gets injured on the play. Not only do we lose another O-lineman, but that also stops the clock so they don't have to burn a timeout. Crap. Clark again. Clark again! He's very close if he didn't get it. He looks like, I think I saw a glimpse of a 2nd and inches, so that's going to be a timeout for UAB again. Obviously, we'll just sub in whoever. Yes, 2nd and inches. Clark, oh, the blocking is just incredible. I mean, that could have gone for a lot more if Clark didn't get kind of caught up, but the blocking has just been incredible on this drive, as we are very close to icing this game away. Clark again, and there's a huge hole. That should do it, I believe. That will at least get us to the 2-minute timeout, and barring some sort of injury, I believe that will do it. Say it with me now. The best formation is victory formation, and they're doing the stupid thing where it's not going to actually call it, so now I gotta do it again, because this game is dumb. Sometimes it doesn't register a QB kneel as ending the game. So I gotta run all the way down. Maybe this time it will do it. The best formation is victory formation. There we go. There goes the clock. That's going to do it. Freeport Tech pulls out a win on the road against UAB. We were very consistent. Look at that. We scored 7 points in every quarter for 28 on the game. Zion Chris marked as the player of the game. And what a performance for the team. The defense wasn't incredible. We gave up some points, but I mean, they made the stops when we needed them, except for that very last drive that UAB had. But when the defense faltered, the offense was ready to respond every time in this game. And that is how you win. When one unit is lacking a little bit, the other unit's got to pick up the pace, and that's exactly what happened in this game. So let's take a look here. Their quarterback was pretty incredible, 25 to 29. For 86, and unlike a lot of teams where that's happened, he wasn't like throwing exclusively screen passes or anything. I mean, they ran a lot of like underneath routes, and I called man, I called zone. It didn't matter. Nothing was stopping those routes. So kind of a frustrating game defensively. But Zion Chris, 11 for 20 is not a great completion percentage at only 55. There were a couple deep shots, quite a few deep shots that were knocked down, at least one throwaway and stuff like that. So, yeah, it wasn't his best day in terms of efficiency, but 220 yards for 3 touchdowns is very nice, and most notably, no turnovers. That's also very nice. Rushing the ball, Duke Clark was awesome, stuck it out through the entire game as well. Again, I feel like I mentioned after every game, but it always bears mentioning. Duke Clark has struggled to stay on the field in this season, unfortunately. But he was on the field almost the whole game. Brooks came in a little bit at the end of one of our drives, and but Clark was right back out there the next drive. So shout out to him. Didn't quite break the century mark. Had 14 for 97 and no touchdowns, but that last drive in particular, he was very effective. And I guess their defense kind of just got tired, because UAB's defense, I mean, their run defense was phenomenal. They were all over Clark, especially in the early stages. And then Zion Chris also had 8 carries for 50 and a touchdown. Very nicely done by him on the ground. He's been everything that I hoped he would be for us in being a true dual threat, but not a true, but like, because he was more so in a way that he's actually effective passing the ball. Because obviously, the quarterback we had last year, whose name is escaping me now, the guy that transferred out, Kentrell Stokes, there we go. Stokes was very effective on the ground, but was questionable at best through the air. So Zion Chris, nice to see him contributing on the ground as well. Receiving, Jordan Faison, the man of the hour, our number one receiver, huge transfer portal get from Notre Dame, and he had a number one receiver day. Finally, I do feel a little bit bad for him just because it hasn't always been there. The opportunities haven't been there for him to make a huge impact, but he made one today. 4 catches for 123 and 2 touchdowns. It's pretty uncommon for us to have a receiver go over 100 yards, and he did today. He made himself available, and that first touchdown he had was as good as you'll see. I mean, my gosh, just burned everyone on the sideline. Speaking of burning, Jelani Watkins, 4 for 76 and a touchdown. My gosh, dude, that bubble screen, I mean, sometimes it's difficult to like kind of see speed. I don't know how else to say this, but for me at least, sometimes it seems like, guy is fast, but he'll get tripped from behind once in a while or whatever. That bubble screen that Watkins had, I mean, the second he got the second he was about to pass those 2 defenders that were out there that Faison was blocking, it was so obvious that he was just going to be gone. That speed of his is absolutely insane. And he was awesome once again in this game. Duke Clark had the 1 catch for 10 yards. Defense just didn't account for him, which was kind of funny. Eric LeCount had 1 catch for 8 yards on a little RPO play. And Blake Smith had 1 catch for 3 yards. So 2 receivers did most of the damage for us today through the air. Blocking, let's see here. Handful of pancakes, 2 for Tyquan Reed, 2 for Isaiah Griffin, 1 for Kirkland, 1 for Fenimore, and 1 for Korn. So the entire offensive line had some plays that were to be highlighted for sure. No sacks either, which is also nice. Chris was mostly... I mean, I didn't even feel like when I was back there I was under duress a ton. Obviously, there were a couple plays where the pass rush got in there, but for the most part, I felt like Chris was mostly on his feet and not really running around for his life. So shout out to the O-line. Defensively, Dante Carter, I'm not surprised at all that he's on here. He had 8 tackles. I called his name a ton. Micah Brewer had 8 as well. Jason Nolan had 8. Marcus Vick had 7. And Wyatt Foster had 6. So a lot of names that you typically see up here, especially Nolan and Foster, with them being linebackers that are around a lot of the plays. But shout out to Vick, Brewer, and Carter getting involved out there. Whole lot of TFLs. Dante Carter had 4. Derek Simmons had 3. Jason Nolan had 2, Burris had 1, Ostergaard had 1. How about that? In his limited action that he's been out there, he's made some plays, that's for sure. I've really liked what I feel like every time I notice he's on the field, he like immediately makes a play. So that's very exciting. Dunsmore also had a TFL, the freshman defensive tackle, and Wyatt Foster had a TFL. Quite a few sacks as well, which is so encouraging to see. I mean, how many games I feel like we've had no sacks in this season, which has been frustrating because I feel like we've gotten some better players. But Simmons got 1, Burris got 1, Dunsmore got 1, and Nolan got 1. So shout out to all of those guys for getting home to the quarterback. No picks. We had 1 deflection. JD Drew had the deflection in the end zone as well, so if there's a place to make a play, that is it. Marcus Burrs Jr. is the one who forced that fumble on the quarterback as well. So very well done by him. The defense made some plays, that's for sure. I was very frustrated at times with them in this game because we couldn't get off the field on a stupid 3rd down to save our lives. But the defense did make some plays, and that forced fumble was a huge one. That gave us the opportunity to go up 2 scores, I believe, if I'm remembering the game that I just played correctly. So great play from Burris. You love to see it. And yeah, team effort in this one, that's for sure. Ooh, coach level up. I was not ready for that, but here we go. I'm starting to think I may need to think about putting these points into the recruiter tree now, because I want to be sure that I want to have all of the increased starting interest things by the time next season rolls around, because I really want to recruit well next year. I don't think it would be worth it to... I mean, even though the portal is coming up, obviously, in the off season, I'm not 100% sure I really want to do the transfer portal thing right now for these position groups, because I definitely want to get the increased starting interest, because I feel like at a couple positions this last season, like edge for example, the edges who were interested in me at the beginning of the season were not super inspiring options. The one dude I've had on my board forever, but he's an edge setter who isn't very good at actually rushing the passer, so I'm not super interested in him. So I definitely think that I'm going to be putting these upgrades into these positions. So ideally, I'll be getting at least one more coaching upgrade, which, as you see at the top there, that would allow me to get 2 upgrades at once. So hopefully I'll have at least 3 of these positions upgraded to increase starting interest by the time next season rolls around. But I'm going to start with quarterback for sure. Quarterback recruiting has been a little weird for us. It's been not terrible because we've gotten guys in, but I feel like I'm struggling to find quarterbacks who like would be huge difference makers, I guess. Although Bacon does look good, and I do like the 2 freshmen that I have on the roster right now, Acho and Olatakun. But yeah, we're gonna do increased starting interest from quarterbacks, just so I have even more options, hopefully, next season in the freshman pool, I should say. Because obviously we're gonna hopefully be starting Haney next season, as long as nothing goes awry with our plans, like him hitting the portal or something like that, which would be absolutely devastating. So yeah, we'll increase starting interest from quarterbacks, and then come next upgrade, I'll probably double up on the linemen, so D line and O line, and then the linebacker will be the last one that I do for this. I would like to get. I don't want to do the sway thing, so ideally my goal in the recruiter tree is to get all the way up to tier 3 on all of these positions. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I guess it'll be a matter of when I do that versus when I also add stuff to the tactician tree. So that's what we're gonna do for now. Road Warriors. The Marlins moved to 5-1 in American Conference play after a win over UAB. Yes, huge to get wins on the road. It's so difficult to do. No matter what level of college football you're playing at, winning on the road's tough. We got a win, or we got a loss. Our one loss, I should say, came on the road against Temple. So, yeah, definitely can't sleep on anybody on the road. And UAB, despite their conference record being pretty bad, that is a talented team. Their defense was very tough at times, especially against the run. So they'll be going bowling. I imagine they'll give someone a problem. And we ourselves are working our way towards getting a very nice bowl game ourselves, sitting at 8-2 at the moment. So, yeah, we'll sim on ahead, see what recruiting holds for us in the week ahead, and end the episode there, I guess. No commitments, but 2 updates, including Josh Nazvar has reached his top 8, so we did, in fact, break through into his top schools. And not only that, we jumped straight to number 1. So that's super interesting that we actually moved ahead of Cal in this past week. And then Afa Bacon has reached his top 8. We're the only school that has offered him a scholarship, so there we go. We're sitting at number 1. Here we go. We got Tulane coming to town next week as we are rounding out our season. They're 8-2, 5-1 in the conference, same exact record as us, but they are ranked 21st, so they've got the national recognition a little bit more. Let's see what they've been up to, actually. I am kind of interested just to see if they've got any wins over Power 4 schools. That could explain how they've got the ranking, the national ranking that we don't have. They look like maybe the favorite to be like the group of 5 representation in the playoff. Ooh, they lost to number 5 Duke to start the year. But look at that. They did pick up a win against Kansas State, who was ranked 25th. And they're 7-3 on the year. Duke's sitting at 9-1 as well. It's impressive. And then it looks like they've mostly just taken care of business in conference play. I mean, gosh dang. Oh, they dropped the game to ECU last week. Their first conference loss came to an ECU team, a very tough ECU team. We should know. It took a blocked field goal to take them down on the road for us. So it was a loss by 3. So yeah, Tulane, they look as good as anyone in the conference. I wonder what the conference standings are at the moment. Because I know there were kind of 3 of us. Oh my gosh, we are number 1 in the conference, apparently. We have whatever tiebreaker there is, we have it over them at the moment. So that's super exciting. So we have a very good chance, it looks like, to actually be in the conference championship game at the end of the year. Especially if we beat Tulane. Losing to Tulane would put a damper on that, for sure. Because then that would bring USF back into play, probably. And I guess potentially Temple, ECU, and Army as well, because they all only have 2 losses. Okay. So this could potentially be a chance for us to win the conference if we can take Tulane down. Fortunately, we get them at home, but that's about the only good thing I can really say about that, because they look very good. But that is going to be for next week. A huge game coming up for us. It's going to be Whew, it's going to be a matchup, that's for sure. But thank you very much for joining me this week. Picked up another win, feeling good. Great to have this quick of a turnaround is kind of insane. But if you look at the guys we were able to bring in, especially in the transfer portal, it's not too surprising. But it's going to be imperative that we build on this success because we're losing quite a few of these transfer guys were seniors. Are seniors this year, so they're gone. And it looks like a lot of them are going to threaten to hit the transfer portal in the offseason as well. So we got to hit the transfer portal hard again, most likely, and we got to keep hitting the freshman recruiting trail hard as well. We can't forget about the freshmen. So we got to try and build on this success, use this momentum to bring in more talent and get ready to rebuild even further. So yeah, huge opportunity next week to make some national buzz. But like I said, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you very much for joining me. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see all y'all in my next episode. Later, y'all.